Bueno, los invitamos a tomar asiento, por favor. Vamos a empezar. Yes. Okay. Muy buenas tardes a todas y a todos. Damos inicio al Foro de Ciudades
Afternoon,
Amazónicas,
everybody. We would like to start the Amazon Cities Forum, which is a regional partnership in preparation for COP30, a space for cooperation and joint action among the regional governments of our Amazon region. It is a great pleasure and pride to be here and to moderate on behalf of the IDB and its program Amazon Forever, with the personal satisfaction of being present and a witness at the beginning of the forum and its achievements throughout these years. In this session, we're going to share the main results we have managed to achieve in this period and ideas which had guided our work and which will guide our work in the next biennial. It is a collective construction strengthened by the participation, the active participation of all of you. We're going to have two very special moments in this session today. The first one is the launch of the new publication of the IDB, Cities in the Amazon Region, People and Nature in Harmony, seeking to highlight the relevance of the urban territories in the preservation and the sustainable development of the Amazon region. And the second important aspect is the presentation and the guide of good practice of the urban management in the Brazilian Amazon region, with the Ministry of Environment in Brazil completely in convergence with what we're looking for in the sub-forum, which is to guide our Amazon cities towards sustainability. And now we have the honor to start with the opening remarks of the representative of the Ministry of Cities of Brazil, Mr. Ambassador Francisco da Costa da Silva Neto. Please.
For those of you who are from Rio, to listen to samba, it's ideal. But I know this is not a song from the Amazon region. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to say to everyone here, just like Minister Jader Filho, the Minister of Cities, is sorry for not being here. I sent a picture to him on the forum, New Amazon Cities, and he was so happy because he thought that the forum was in a moment when it gets institutionalized, and we, from the Ministry of Cities, wanted to work to make sure that this environment of discussions of Amazon cities, led by Amazon cities, to be effectively an environment of regional integration and a place to boost the agenda in the Amazon territory. Those they are the most responsible ones for the development of the region, that are mayors and local administrators. Minister Jader Filho, they are sure that this multi-level agenda is essential. We have to lend the agenda of climate action and also related to sustainable urban development in all the territory at a local level with the mayors and in partnership with them. This is the DNA of the Ministry of Cities, but is also the purpose of the Minister Jadem Filho. The Ministry of Cities has worked actively in building and putting together this agenda. And there's something I'd like to share with you, just for you to understand this, the mindset and how we were involved in that. In the beginning of 2023, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, to which I belong to, since I'm currently working for the Ministry of Cities, we noticed that they were holding several events to prepare the Amazon Summit in Belém in 2023. And there was no single item related to Amazon cities. And the minister was indignant. Remember, he's from Belém, and he knows what Amazon cities are. And back then, I remember his saying, people do not live under the trees. People live in the cities, and this agenda has to tackle that. We have to give more power to mayors. So together with the municipality of Belém, and in partnership with IDB and many other actors that were working with us, FOMAP was working with us from the beginning. GIZ, FNP, many other institutions, Brazilians and foreign institutions came together, and successfully we held the Amazon Cities Summit in Belém. And other peoples asked to join because we were organizing that in partnership with all those institutions. And from that meeting, we prepared a letter that I recommended that everyone should read it. It is Belém letter talking about the objectives of the Amazon cities from the 8 countries that belong to the Amazon Corporation share. And those are the principles that I'd like you to keep ensuring are complied with. Minister Jadem Filho and the Minister of Cities will always support the cities. But your leadership is what we expect. We want an urban agenda leadership, a transformative agenda that tackles and deals with the cities, the mayors, and the contacts they have with the leaderships at the local level, so we can have the transformation that we aim at. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, embajador. Gracias por sus inspiradoras palabras y por reafirmar el compromiso.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for your inspiring words and for reinforcing the commitment of the Ministry of Cities with the development of the urban Amazon territories. Your leadership had been key to move on with this initiative and to support the regional governments in the Amazon and had become an example of multi-level support and partnership for our region. Now we would like to invite Mr. André Godillo, who is the Executive Secretary of the COP30 from the Belém municipality.
Boa tarde a todas e todos.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll share a little bit of your speech because the Mayor Victor also is sorry for not being here. He was supposed to be here, but you may imagine that the agenda in Belém in the following days is quite full. And President Lula, together with the governor, they are in some openings and launches today, but they will get here this dawn, and he will be with us tomorrow and the day after. In the last 11 days,
temos acompanhado e vivido muito essa
we
agenda
have
do Fórum das Cidades
experienced
Amazônicas com
this
todo o apoio
Amazon
importantíssimo e fundamental do
Amazon
BID,
Cities Forum
onde
with
nós
the whole
tivemos
support
todo o
of
time da
IDB.
Prefeitura de Belém, primeiro,
We counted on the
enfrentado
home
diversos
city hall
desafios
of,
que
of
assediaram evento
Belém,
global,
and we faced all the
mas acima de
challenges
tudo
that
num
is
processo de
to host a
aprendizado,
global event.
porque é isso
But
que
we
a gente
learned
tem
a lot
vivido, aprendido
because this is
muito com
what
as
we have
cidades.
gone
E eu
through.
especificamente tive a oportunidade de
And
representar o
I
prefeito em
had
algumas
the
agendas
opportunity of
internacionais e tenho
representing the
repetido
mayor in
isso
some international agenda, and I have been
das
repeating that
similaridades
over
das
and
cidades
over
amazônicas.
about the similarities of the
Existem
Amazon
muitas
cities.
fotos que,
There are
se não forem
many
identificadas
pictures,
aonde elas foram batidas, elas
and
podem
if
ser
you
em
do
qualquer
not
lugar da
geolocate
Amazônia
them,
de uma
they
forma
could
muito
be
semelhante,
anywhere in the Amazon.
porque os
They are
povos são
quite
os
similar
mesmos. As
because
origens
the
dos
people
problemas são os
is the
mesmos,
same, the
a
origin of the
subsistência da
problems is the
floresta é a
same,
mesma para os
the
povos que vivem nessas cidades há
way
muito
of
tempo.
living
Eu
through
digo
the
sempre que
forest
hoje
is the
fala-se
same.
muito em bioeconomia,
People talk
essa
a lot
palavra
about
muito bonita, mas ela
bioeconomy.
se chama
This is such a
subsistência
nice
há
word, but
séculos
it
para os nossos
means
povos.
subsistence
As
for
problemáticas dessas
centuries
cidades
for
e a
our
resiliência
people.
que essas
The
cidades precisam
problems
enfrentar
of
são muito
society,
semelhantes.
and
E hoje a
the society
COP
has to be
também lá na
resilient.
Colômbia,
And
quando
also,
estive na última cúpula
when I
e
was
agora
in
em
the
Cali
last
também,
summit
falei
in Colombia
que
and
o
now
quão
in Cali,
importante é
I
desse
mentioned
chamamento,
how
porque a COP é
important it
grande
is
chamamento desse grande
to
mutirão
have
em
this
busca da
call-in
implementação dessas agendas, mas da
for the
presença, da
implementation of this
representação
agenda, and
de que
for
essa
the
Amazônia não é só
representativeness
brasileira,
that this
ela é uma
Amazon
pan-Amazônia,
is
os
not
problemas
just
são os
Brazilian,
mesmos
is
e
a
a
pan-Amazon.
o mesmo preconceito, eu vou usar essa palavra aqui sem medo, Vanessa, que nós de Belém
And
sofremos
the same
desde que fomos
prejudice
escolhidos
that
para
we
sediar
from
a COP.
Belém
Eu
have
não tenho
suffered
dúvidas
since
que
we were
qualquer outra
chosen to
cidade que
host the
componha
COP.
essa
I'm
pan-Amazônia ia
sure
sofrer do
that
mesmo
all
jeito.
other cities from the
E pior,
Amazon
esse
would
preconceito que
face
vem
the same
desse
issues.
norte global, que é o maior
And the
poluidor, o
prejudice that
maior
comes from the
emissor, o
global
maior
north, that
causador
the
dos
greatest
problemas, e que quando fomos
polluter, the
escolhidos para
greatest,
sediar a COP,
the ones
ainda
that
nos
cause most of the
acusa de não
damages,
termos capacidade ou não querem
they
vir
accused us
até
of
Belém,
not
até a
being
Amazônia
able
para
to
entender
host
de
it,
fato
or
os nossos
maybe they do
problemas.
not want to come
Querem
over to
solucionar o
actually
problema
understand our
climático, mas não
problems.
querem
They
ouvir
want
as
to solve
vozes
the
que vêm da
climate problems,
Amazônia,
but they do
que
not want
vivem
to
dessa
hear the
subsistência
voices from
e que
people
sofrem
who
já,
live in the Amazon,
porque a
who
ciência
depend on
comprova
that, and
isso,
who are already
e na
suffering
pele do
from the
povo
climate
amazônida
change.
já é
And
possível
on the
viver os
skin
impactos
of the Amazon
climáticos.
people, we can already
Belém
see
pode
and
ser a
feel
cidade mais
the
quente do
climate
mundo até
impacts.
2050.
Belém can
Isso não foi
become
por
one of
culpa
the
nossa.
hottest city by
A floresta
2050,
está
and
de
this is
pé,
not
cada vez
us to
mais o
blame.
governo do estado tem
We
uma
need
política
a standing
extremamente
forest,
forte, o governo federal
and
também,
the federal
de zerar
government
desmatamento, de
has
implementar uma
a
agenda,
pledge of
mas para
zeroing
que essas decisões
deforestation, to
tomadas
have an
normalmente
agenda
em
in
grandes
place. But for
salas, em grandes
those
colégios, como
ideas,
vai
those
acontecer na
commitments
COP,
to
ela
be
precisa descer.
happening and
Ela
implemented,
precisa ir para as cidades, especificamente
you
na
have
Amazônia,
to
onde
go
mais
to
de
the cities,
70% das
especially in the
pessoas
Amazon,
vivem,
where more
onde o
than
desenvolvimento
70% of
acontece,
the
onde tem
people live, where
potência, onde tem
development takes
criatividade,
place,
onde
where
tem
there's
cultura, onde tem
creativity, there's
gastronomia,
power,
e aonde tem a
there's
floresta que
gastronomy,
todos
and
tanto
where the
falam em querer
forest
preservar,
is. Everybody
mas os
says that
bilhões
it's important
ou
to
trilhões, como
keep
se
it
busca,
standing,
até o
but the
momento não
billions and
chegaram.
trillions that people are
Precisam
have
chegar
to contribute with
urgentemente.
did not get
Nós
here
precisamos
yet,
sair
and we need that
de
urgently.
discursos e
We have
precisamos, como o
to
embaixador André tem
stop
dito, de
talking
ir para a
about
implementação.
discourses,
E não
and we
se
have to
implementa
start
uma
going to the
mudança se não for
implementation.
feito
We
de
do not
mãos
implement
dadas,
a
de
change
forma
with not
conjunta e com
hand
essas
in
vozes do
hand
povo amazônida.
together,
E é isso
and
que o
with the
Fórum
voices of the Amazon
sempre
people.
pretende e vai seguir essa agenda, embaixador.
So we will
É a
always
visão
have
dos
this
povos
agenda.
das
This
cidades
is
da
our
Amazônia
view,
que
Mr.
sofrem.
Ambassador.
Ontem
It's
o
the
presidente
peoples of
Lula
the
postou
Amazon that
vídeo no
suffer.
Rio Tapajós,
Yesterday,
já é a segunda vez
President
que eu
Lula
menciono
posted a
isso, em
video in
Santarém.
River Tapajós,
Num rio
in
maravilhoso em Santarém,
Santarém,
onde fica Alter do Chão, as pessoas mais conhecem como Alter do Chão
where
do que
people
Santarém.
know it as the altar
Rio
of
que
the
você não acha que é mar, pela cor e pela extensão
people
que tem
think
de uma
it's
ponta
part
a
of the
outra.
ocean
E no
because
ano
of how
passado, por
wide
uma
it is.
estiagem que
And
o
last
prefeito
year,
Vladimir enfrentou do
due
mesmo
to
jeito, esse
something
rio era
that the
inavegável,
mayor
quase porque ele
had
estava
to
seco.
face, it
E essa
became
é a realidade.
dry.
Quem está
We
lá em
couldn't
cima no
even
mundo
sail
não
that river
tentou
because of a
navegar
drought.
esse rio na época que ele estava inavegável. Aí fica fácil.
it
Eu
was
vou
not
repetir mais uma
possible
vez uma
to
coisa que já
sail
está até
through it.
cansativa para a minha equipe que me
I'm
acompanha.
going to
São
reiterate
muitos
something
dedos
that people have heard me
apontados e
say over
poucas
and over
mãos
again.
estendidas.
It's too many
São
pointed
muitos
fingers
dedos de
and not enough
acusações que
outstretched hands.
estamos causando danos, mas poucos
It's a
querem
lot
nos
of
ajudar.
accusations
Ou
about how
dizem que
much we're
estão
damaging
ajudando e na hora da
everything, but not a lot
implementação
of people want to
esquecem de
help
ajudar de
us.
fato. O Fórum das
So
Cidades
people
Amazônicas
need to
reúne
help
essas
us when the
cidades
time
todas num momento
comes. The
importantíssimo.
forum is
Momento em
bringing
que o
these
mundo
cities together
precisa
at
de
a
fato
pivotal moment.
entender, parar de negar, deixar os
People have to
conflitos
stop
globais
denying
políticos de
this
lado e
and
entender que a
leave
ciência
political
comprova
conflicts to the
e
side.
contra ela não há
Understand that
argumentos, isso é um
science can
fato.
prove
A crise
that this is
climática é uma
happening, and
realidade e
there's
nós
no
precisamos
argument
agir.
against science.
Hoje, mais
We
uma vez, eu vou
need to
citar isso,
act.
falei aqui mais cedo, o
I'm going
prefeito
to
de Londres
mention this
falou
once again.
na
The
plenária
mayor
de
of
abertura que
London
já não é mais uma
talked
questão de
during
tempo,
the
nós temos que
opening
acelerar o
plenary.
nosso
It's
passo.
no longer a matter
O
of
passo
time.
tem que
We
ser mais
have to
rápido.
pick up the
Nós
pace.
precisamos
We
ser
have to be
compreendidos.
faster.
Existe
We have
vida
to
nessa
be
Amazônia, ela vai
understood.
além
There
dessa
is life
floresta
in the
que
Amazon,
muitos
and it
só
goes
olham de uma
beyond
imagem de
this forest
satélite,
that
prefeito.
people only look at
Só vem
through a
das telas dos
satellite
seus
image.
computadores.
They only
Mas é
look
lá
at
que
it
tem
through a
muita
computer
vida, que
screen.
fornece muita
But that's
riqueza,
where
inclusive,
life
que
is.
respeita,
That's where
que os
wealth
povos originários
is.
conhecem melhor do que ninguém.
Our native peoples
Melhor do que
know
ninguém
that
a
place
realidade da vida
better
que
than
acontece na
anybody.
Amazônia. É
They know
através
the
dessa
reality
união
of
com mais de
life in the
45
Amazon.
cidades que hoje o Fórum das
It's
Cidades
more than
Amazônicas
45 cities that
possui e que
compose the
vai
Forum
certamente
of
se
Amazon
ampliar, Maria
cities.
Camila, nesse movimento que a
And
gente está
this
de
is going
buscar
to become even
aumentar
bigger, Camila, in this
esse
movement where
time
we are
para
trying
falar
to
na Amazônia,
expand
da Amazônia
this
e das
team that
cidades,
goes in to
que a gente não
talk
tem dúvida de
to
que essa vai
the
ser uma
Amazon
COP
cities.
transformadora.
We are sure that
Primeiro
this is
porque
going to be a
Belém,
transformative
mesmo
COP.
na torcida de muitos, Belém não vai. Belém já está pronta
Is
para receber
already
todos que vão
ready
para lá.
to
Com
welcome
algumas
everybody
características que
that
são
is going to
extremamente
join
importantes,
us.
que é um povo acolhedor, que
Berlin
às vezes a
has
gente pode
very
não ter a
important
estrutura
characteristics.
que
We are
muitos
very
grandes países
welcoming
ocidentais
people.
têm,
We may not
mas nós
have
temos
the
um povo
infrastructure
extremamente
that
acolhedor e que está de braços
first world
abertos,
countries may
com um
have, but we
sorriso
have the
largo no
most
rosto para
welcoming
receber
people
cada um de vocês que vão
that
estar lá.
smile
Vamos
wide
mostrar a
every
potência do
new
nosso
person
estado
that
e aqui muitos
arrives there.
prefeitos
So let's
do
show
estado
the
do Pará
power
estão
of the
para
city.
mostrar que nós somos
I
provedores de
know
muita
that people
riqueza
from
mineral
Pará can show that
para o
we are
mundo
the
todo
providers of a lot of
e que os
mineral
danos
wealth
ambientais
that
estão
feeds
ficando
the
lá.
whole
Somos
world.
geradores de uma energia
And
limpa com as
we
maiores
can
hidrelétricas,
generate
como o
clean
prefeito
power.
Tony Cunha, desculpa, que o prefeito Tony Cunha falou hoje aqui.
I know that Mayor Cunha
Nós
talked about
precisamos
this
ser
today.
vistos e respeitados, e essa é uma
We
COP
need to be seen
da
and
Amazônia,
heard.
das
And
Amazônias,
this is
da
a
Panamazônia.
COP of
E
the
essa é uma COP,
Amazon.
acima de todos, brasileiros que
It's a
estão
COP
aqui, é uma COP do
that
Brasil.
all the
Que ela dá
Brazilians who are here
certo,
can
dar
attest
certo
to.
para o
It's a
nosso
COP of
país,
Brazil,
para a
because
nossa
having a
população
successful
e para
COP
o
is having
futuro da
a
nossa
successful
vida.
country.
Para os que vêm, para os meus filhos e para os filhos
It's the
deles e
same.
assim
It's for my
sucessivamente.
children and
A
their
gente
children
precisa
and
fazer
so
que isso dê
forth.
certo. E a gente espera
We
muito que
need to make
descer
this
essa
work.
agenda,
And we really
dessa
hope
discussão
that
mais macro,
looking
para
at
que
this
ela desça para
agenda of a
micro,
more
porque eu
macro
falei numa reunião aqui da
scope,
FNP
we
agora.
can then go
Eu
down into the
parabenizo os
micro.
prefeitos,
So I would
porque
like to
é uma
congratulate
profissão muito
our
corajosa,
mayors.
porque eles são a
It's
linha
a
de frente,
brave
são o
position
para-choque, é o
to
dia a dia, é
undertake
quem
because
ouve a
they
dor
are
maior junto com
frontline
os
workers. They are
vereadores.
the ones that are
E se eles não
listening to
tiverem a
those pain
capacidade
points.
de executar
And
e
if they
cumprir essa
don't have
agenda
the
climática,
capacity
porque
to
muitas das vezes
execute and operate this climate
falta
agenda,
recurso
we're
nas
in trouble.
prefeituras, é uma
And
realidade muito
often
comum para todos.
we have a lack of
E se não
resources
tiverem apoio para a
that happens to
transição, para a
everybody.
eletrificação
So
de
if they
frota,
don't have the
para a
support
arborização,
to
nada
electrify
vai
their
continuar
fleet
ficando tudo no
for
discurso e a prática
reforestation,
não vai ser
it's all
implementada.
just
Então,
lip
que a COP
service, and we
em Belém,
need
a
things
COP
to
no
be
Brasil e a COP
implemented.
dessa
COP in
grande
Berlin,
Amazônia
COP in Brazil,
seja
COP in the
transformadora.
Amazon
E sem
has to be
dúvida
a
vai ser a
transformative
maior
one.
COP de todos
And
os
I am
tempos,
sure
porque
that it
nós
will be the
estamos
biggest
muito
COP of all,
motivados
because we
de que
are
de Belém
highly
sairá a
motivated
implementação que a gente
to
tanto
have
busca.
Belém be the
Que o fórum
cradle
tenha
of
uma
this
vida longa,
implementation
que
that
ele
we're
se
looking for.
consolide
I
durante a
hope this
COP
forum has a very
e
long
que
life, that it
a
gets
ciência seja
consolidated during the
respeitada,
COP,
acima de
and
tudo,
that
nesse momento
science
tão
is respected
complexo da
above
política
all at
global
this very
e que a gente
complex
busque um
global
futuro melhor
politics moment. And
para o nosso
we shall
futuro,
seek a better
para
future
o
together.
respeito ao chão que a gente pisa,
We we have to
respeito à nossa
respect the ground we
gente
walk
e que a
on. We
floresta
have
em
to
pé
respect
tem
the
uma
people
potência e
around us.
poder enorme.
And we have to understand that a
Muito
standing
obrigado em nome do
forest is
prefeito
very
Igor,
powerful.
que,
So on
repito, amanhã
behalf of
estará
Mayor
aqui,
Igor,
e
who
sejam
will be with us
já de antemão
tomorrow,
todos muito bem-vindos a Belém do
I would like
Pará,
to welcome
capital do
everybody here
Brasil
and
agora,
welcome them to
a
Belém.
capital da Amazônia, para essa COP, que é a COP da floresta.
It
Obrigado.
will be the capital of the Amazon and the capital of this COP.
Muchas gracias, André. Gracias por ese mensaje y por todo el trabajo para la COP.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for your message. Thank you for this commitment of showing the true Amazon, diverse, alive and committed with the sustainable future. COP30 will be undoubtedly a milestone, a historic milestone due to your leadership. And now I would like to give the floor to the IDB, Inter-American Development Bank institution, which has been with us and has been strengthening the forum, and today is publishing this publication, People and Amazon, People and Nature in Harmony. I would like to invite my colleague, Noah Liberton, expert in housing, who is the director of this publication. Thank you, everyone. We are presenting this publication. You have more copies over there. And I'm going to give you 3 ideas. And the main idea here is to use this publication. But the first idea is that the health of cities, the prosperity of cities is the prosperity of the Amazon and of the Amazonic biome. The reality is that if these cities flourish, they will be able to protect both the population, which is really our main concern, and both nature. That is why we're talking about people and nature in harmony. The Amazon has shown examples for millennial. That is what we are trying to look for, to show it as a positive action and not as an issue. The cities are more than the solution. They are a brilliant future. They have all the possibilities. That's what we are seeking in the first book, which considers all the regions and Pan-Amazonic view with an urban point of view. I'm going to tell you a few ideas, and more importantly, how have we prepared the book. Some of the ideas we are showing in the book has to do with the Amazonic system, with the system of the cities. Obviously, the Amazon cities, they belong to Latin America, and there are many shared and common topics with the rest of the continent, but also they have very specific and special features among them. One of the features that we had explored is the systems of city, which is a system which is fragmented. It is a system which has the hallmark of history. How have they been cities which had been started to meet the needs of resources outside the Amazon and not so much to meet the needs of the Amazonic population? We have to reconsider this. How can we refocus in on the well-being of the people, of the population living in the Amazon, to create really opportunities for them to benefit from them? Another main idea is the idea that the Amazon cities have a unique relationship with nature. That is to say, it is not just a contrast, it is a deep fusion. And this fusion is a learning process of how can we achieve this. We have wonderful examples that you're going to find in the book, but also it talks about a great exposition, a great exposure to the climate events, the lack of distance between the flooding, the droughts, and what happens at the cities, and also the lack of services in the cities, and how can this lack of services could generate an immediate impact in the Amazon. So this situation, this hybrid situation is unique. It is both an opportunity, but also a development we have to take into consideration. And the third aspect is how the Amazon cities connect themselves with the system, the urban system of the city and of the world. And this distance, this lack of connectivity had really been a problem for the development of these cities. The major challenge is how to make this connection in order to benefit both the economic aspect, but also to protect the Amazon biome. And this challenge we all have to face and see how we're going to solve it. What I'm going to enjoy the most is how we prepare this book. When we were writing this book, it has been an adventure, it has been a growing process, and how to think the future. It is a collective construction. More than 60 authors had participated. These are authors which are not only authors from the region, experts who had been studying the Amazon for decades. They also export from IDB, who are trying to understand how to give solutions from the concrete project, from their own knowledge, and they represent the diversity of the countries, the diversity of cities, the diversity of disciplines. It is something we would like to highlight. In the book, you're going to see images, photos of artists, you're going to see original maps, you're going to see photos which show the Amazon live, and it is the first book, at least that we know of, with this pan-Amazonic view of the cities. And here you're going to see some of the maps where we have some original work. One of the greatest efforts we had done is not to work the idea of cities from the point of view of an abstract idea, but from a concrete approach based on satellite images to be able to look at urban areas in a consistent way around all the countries. You're going to find in this book original work and the beginning of a journey, which I hope we can walk together in order to have more prosperous cities for the population who live there and for the protection of the Amazon biome. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias, Nora.
Thank you so much, Nora. This publication, we believe, is a very important contribution in order to understand the urban dynamics of our Amazon region and in order to strengthen the public policies of our cities. It invite really to keep on building territories where people and nature can live in harmony. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Vladimir John, Mayor of Minas, President of the Forum, who's going to show the developments of the Amazon Cities Forum for these 2 years, highlighting the experiences and the cooperation among the cities and the strategic partners. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Buenas tardes a todos y a todas. Gracias, Nora, por el aporte.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Nora, for your contribution and for the presentation of your book. I know that behind this book there had been a lot of contribution that we needed. We needed to show, really, to give the evidence of our Amazon reality. And the book is one of the best examples of literature on what we have been suffering at the Amazon territories. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for coming to this important plenary session, because now we need to show you what we have been doing and what we have been working since 2023, since the agreement in Belém, to organize some spaces with concrete evidence in the achievement of the goals that the local governors are seeking for the cities. I've prepared a summary here on the role that the Forum had been doing throughout these last 2 years, and let's go for it. It is an honor to be here in Rio de Janeiro, sharing this space with local leaders, representatives of governments and organizations which work daily for a sustainable future. As a mayor and now as president of the Amazon Cities Forum, I would like to share with you some of the development and learnings that we had built together throughout these last 2 years, because this network puts and brings territories together and also gathers ideas and asks really and desires in the benefit of our people and our biome. Amazon is the forest, but also it encompasses its cities. It's not only just a vast and diverse ecosystem, but also a key pillar for the climate stability and for the access to water and the environment balance in all Latin America and all around the world. However, differently from what people imagine normally, that put forward Amazon as an untouched forest, the region is the home for almost 50 million people. Most of them live in urban
lo cual abre la
areas,
pregunta, ¿cómo lograr que el
which
crecimiento urbano
poses the question
responda a
how
las
to
necesidades
manage
de
that
nuestra
this
gente,
urban growth
articulando el
meet the
desarrollo
needs
del
of our
tejido
people,
urbano
articulating
en
the
armonía
development
con el
of the
bioma
urban
amazónico,
territories in harmony
cómo
with the
construir
Amazon
ciudades que
biome,
crezcan en
how to
equilibrio
build
con la
cities
naturaleza
which will
cuando
grow
la
in
necesidad de
balance
crecimiento
with the nature
económico y
when the
social
need of
es
economic and
permanente.
social growth is
Por lo
permanent.
anterior, el Foro de Ciudades Amazónicas
Well, due
nace
to all this,
justamente
the
para que de
Amazon Cities
manera
Forum
articulada con
is
los 8
born so
países
that
que
in
hacen
an
parte de
articulated way
nuestra
with
región,
the 8 countries that
abordar esta
belong to our
interrogante en
region, we
conjunto
can tackle
para
these
que nuestras
questions
ciudades no
together
estén
so that
aisladas,
our
sino
cities are not
conectadas,
isolated
para
but
que
connected,
compartamos soluciones,
that we can
fortalezcamos
share
capacidades
solutions,
y
that we can
demostremos que
strengthen
desde los
capacities, and
gobiernos
that we can
locales
show that
se
from the
lidera
local
la acción
governments,
climática.
we are
Hoy
leading
ya
the
somos
climate
más de
action.
40
Today, we
ciudades
are more
de
than
los 8
40
países
cities from the
amazónicos.
8 Amazon countries.
El avance del foro en estos 2 años.
The development of the
Durante estos
forum
2 años, el foro
in
ha
these last
logrado
2 years.
resultados muy
Throughout
concretos
these 2 years, we had
en
much
3
to get
grandes
very
áreas:
concrete
la
results in
innovación,
3 main
la
areas:
resiliencia climática
innovation,
y la cooperación
climate
entre
resilience, and
ciudades.
cooperation
Estos
among
objetivos
cities.
ha sido en
These
base a la
objectives
articulación
had
fundamental
been
de
based
3
on the
ejes:
key articulation of 3 main
experimentando
pillars,
caminos, pilotos
experimenting
para
different
enfrentar desafíos
journeys,
climáticos.
and the
Uno de los
pilot
avances
projects
más
to change
destacados
and
del
to
Foro de
face
Ciudades
the climate
Amazónicas
challenges.
ha sido
One
el
of the most important
desarrollo
ones
de
has
proyectos
been the
pilotos
development
orientados
of
a
pilot
enfrentar los
projects
desafíos climáticos
based
urbanos
on
en
tackling
alianzas con
the
el Banco
urban
Interamericano de
climate challenges
Desarrollo
together with
a
the
través
IDB
de la iniciativa
through
Amazonía
the
Simple.
initiative
Se
of
implementaron herramientas de código
Amazonia
abierto
Simul.
basado en
So we
imágenes
had
satelitales para
implemented
mapear
open
la
source
cobertura arbórea
tools
urbana y
based on
estimar la
satellite
captura de
images
carbono
for
asociada a los cambios en el
measuring
uso del
the
suelo.
tree coverage and
Estas
the changes
soluciones
on the
aplicadas en
use of the
ciudades miembros
soil,
de
of
la
the land.
FCA
These
generan datos
solutions
y
applied
evidencias
will generate
fundamentales para
data and
promover una
key
mayor
evidences to
planificación
promote a
urbana
better
que es
planning
necesaria.
of the
Las
urban territories,
ciudades
which is
han
needed.
contado con el
The
apoyo
cities
técnico
also
de
had
la consultora
get the
Geoadaptative,
technical support
que
of the
aportó su
geoadaptative
vasta
consultancy
experiencia en
company,
análisis
which
de
had
datos
contributed
para
with its
fortalecer
vast
la
experience in
formulación de las
data analysis
políticas
to strengthen
públicas
the formulation of
basadas
public
en
policies
evidencias
based on
concretas al
evidences,
desarrollo urbano
concrete
y
evidence for
sostenible.
the
La
sustainable
primera
urban
herramienta
development.
implementada fue la identificación automatizada de
The first
arborización
tool
urbana.
that was deployed
Las
was
ciudades
the
de
urban
Belén, aquí en
harmonization
Brasil,
tool in the
y San
city of
José
Belén in
del
Brazil
Guaviare,
and
en
San Jose
Colombia, que
in
participaron
Colombia
de esta fase, aplicaron la
that were
metodología para
involved in this
mapear
phase.
la
They applied the
cobertura arbórea
methodology
y
to
obtener
map
información
the
precisa sobre la
tree map, the
distribución y
grid map, and to
densidad
obtain
del
an
arbolado
accurate
urbano que
map
era
on the
necesario.
density of the
La
urban
herramienta
tree areas that were needed. This
que se
tool,
utilizaron tiene momentos
the
claves
tools
que
that were
llevan a
used,
resultados para la ciudad.
played a key role
Primero se
that produced
capturan
results
imágenes
for the city. They would
satelitales
first
y a
capture
través de la
satellite
herramienta se hace
images
una detención
and
de
use the
todos los
tool
árboles a escala de la
to
ciudad.
count all of the
Segundo,
trees
la
throughout the
herramienta
city.
georreferencial
Secondly,
genera la
this
información y la exporta a
georeference
un mapa
tool would
digital,
export the
donde
data
es
to a
posible
digital map
analizar la distribución del
where
arboledo
the
y reconocer las
distribution of the
zonas con
trees
menor
would be
cobertura verde.
analyzed and
Finalmente, este
they would
mapa digital
identify the areas with less
puede ser
trees. The digital
integrado a la
map
base de datos
can be
municipales,
integrated to the
lo que
municipal, to the
permite
city
cruzar la
database,
información con
allowing
otros
for
elementos
the
urbanos como
information to
las
be
vías
matched with
principales
other
de la
urban
ciudad,
elements,
los
such as the main
parques
roadways,
y las áreas de
parks,
alta densidad poblacional. Con
and
esta herramienta, las
highly
ciudades
dense
pueden diagnosticar
regions.
rápidamente su
Cities can
situación de
therefore
arborización,
rapidly
priorizar sus áreas de
diagnose
intervención y tomar
their
decisiones
status
más
to
informadas
take
para mejorar el
action
entorno
and
urbano y
to
mejorar la calidad de vida
act more
de sus
rapidly to enhance the quality
habitantes.
of life of their citizens.
Un segundo eje que se elaboró y que se está
One
trabajando muy
second
intensamente en el
line of
foro
action
es el
that was
fortalecimiento de
also
capacidades,
focused
estrategias de
was the
financiamiento y
capacity
resiliencia.
building through funding,
Pasando
finance,
al segundo
and
eje,
resilience.
como lo acabo de
Now
mencionar,
to the second line of action
en temas de
that I have
financiamiento de
mentioned
proyectos y
as
resiliencia y
regards
adaptación,
project
que es
funding,
lo que
resilience,
finalmente
and
hemos venido desde la
adaptation,
mañana intentando manifestar la
areas that
decisión
we
que
have been
tienen los pueblos
addressing
locales,
ever since the
la
morning
Amazonía
sessions,
y sus
looking at the
ciudades
local
en el
populations, the
fortalecimiento de
citizens,
capacidades y en el financiamiento
cities,
necesario
strengthening
para
their capacities,
implementar las
obtaining
decisiones que
funding
se
to
puedan tomar
implement the
y con
decisions
ello poder llevar a
that
cabo lo que
will be
estamos
taken and
buscando.
finally
este
to
programa de
carry out
capacitación y
their main
mentoría
goals
para
through
ayudar a las
capacity
ciudades
building
seleccionadas y
and
desarrollar proyectos de
coaching
excelencia
to
y
the
asegurar
selected
recursos,
cities.
se obtuvo la participación en estos 2 años
The
de 17
participation
ciudades
over
de
the
5
past 2 years
países
of
amazónicos,
17
Brasil, Colombia,
cities from 5 countries
Ecuador,
in the
Perú
Amazon region,
y
Brazil,
Surinam,
Colombia, Ecuador,
implementado
Peru,
por
and
nuestros
Surinam,
socios de
was
ICLEI,
ensured
a quien agradecemos
together
por la
with our
colaboración,
partners, the CLAY,
más que
whom we thank for their
desinteresada de estos
cooperation
aspectos. Esta acción
and
responde a
support
una de nuestras
throughout the
principales
process.
preocupaciones
This
como alcalde
comes
de la
as a
Amazonía
response to
y se
the needs that
prepara
were
para
identified
mejorar
in the
nuestros
region
proyectos
as
para
the
poder
mayor
acceder
of
a
the
estos
Amazon region
recursos.
who is preparing to have access
El
to
tercer eje que se trabajó mucho y
the
que
funding.
estamos en eso
Third line of
fortaleciendo es
action,
conectando las
which we're seeking to
experiencias.
strengthen,
Finalmente,
consists
nuestro
of
tercer
bringing
eje de acción
experiences together
busca promover el intercambio de
to
conocimientos y la difusión de
promote the
buenas
exchange of
prácticas
knowledge, to
innovadoras en la
spread
región amazónica.
best
A través de
practices
este
in the
proyecto
Amazon
invitamos
region,
a las ciudades a
and we
compartir
have
sus
invited
ejemplos,
cities to
sus
share
experiencias,
their
destacando
success
sobre
stories
todo
and
las acciones en el
experiences,
tema del
highlighting
clima y el
actions that are
desarrollo
related to
sostenible que
climate
pudieran alcanzar,
and
que
sustainable
luego fueron
development
publicados en la
that
plataforma
were
digital
attained
para
and
que más
published
personas
on the digital
pudieran
platform
colaborar
for more
entre
people
ciudades
to
y
get
darnos visibilidad
to
internacional
cooperate with the
a los
cities and
esfuerzos
to
locales por un futuro amazónico más
bring
sostenible
more visibility to
e
the local
inclusivo.
efforts
El
worldwide.
intercambio de
The
prácticas de desarrollo
exchange
urbano sostenible
of
entre los países
urban
amazónicos
sustainable
se ha convertido
practices
en una
in the
oportunidad
Amazon
clave
countries
para
is now
aprender
a key
de sus pares
opportunity
y fortalecer la
to
cooperación
learn
regional
from
a través
peers
del
and to
Foro de
strengthen
Ciudades Amazónicas.
cooperation through
Hemos
the Amazon
visibilizado
Cities
internacionalmente las
Forum.
acciones locales
We
en temas
have
como gestión
taken
de
local
residuos,
actions
como agua,
to
como
different
energía,
countries,
como
such as waste
biodiversidad,
management,
como
water
planificación
management,
urbana,
bioenergy,
demostrando
diversity,
que nuestras
urban
ciudades están
planning,
avanzando
which
con sus
comes to
soluciones
show
reales
that
frente al cambio
cities
climático.
are
Este
making important
espacio nos ha
breakthroughs
permitido mostrar
in
liderazgo
tackling
en la
climate
acción
change,
climática,
taking the lead
compartir experiencias
and sharing
exitosas y
experiences that
conectar
are
con aliados
successful
técnicos y
with
financieros
the
que
support of
apoyen nuestros
technical and
esfuerzos por
financial
construir territorios
allies
más
that are supporting
sostenibles,
our efforts to
inclusivos
build
y
more sustainable,
resilientes
inclusive, resilient
en
territories
nuestra Amazonía. Para el
throughout
próximo
the Amazon
bienio, que es
region.
la responsabilidad que hoy
On
día nos comprometimos
the
con un
next
consejo directivo
biennial,
nuevo, renovado, y con grandes deseos de
we have
avanzar y poder hacer
pledged
la reforma que
to
necesitamos, sobre todo en la
make
cooperación
more
internacional,
breakthroughs through
consideramos importante
international
darle continuidad
cooperation
y seguir
and
avanzando en
to
este camino, fortaleciendo la resiliencia de
continue
nuestras
strengthening the
ciudades. Desde las
resilience
ciudades
of our
amazónicas
cities
estamos listas para
in the
liderar el
Amazon
cambio,
region. We are
trabajando
prepared to
junto
lead
a
the way,
gobiernos, organismos
working
internacionales y
closely with
comunidades para
governments,
construir una Amazonía viva
authorities,
que
different
respete e inspire
organizations and
al mundo.
stakeholders to promote
Necesitamos,
the living Amazon
hermanos y
that
hermanas
will
amazónicos,
inspire the world.
establecer
We
una
need
línea de
our
acción
Amazon
verdadera.
fellows
Y
to
ahora que tenemos la
create an
COP30, la
actual
oportunidad,
line
que
of
lo dijo
action,
André,
and we
es la
now
COP de todos los
have the
amazónicos, es
opportunity, as
la
Andrea
COP y la
mentioned,
oportunidad
to join
que
the
tenemos de
COP of
visibilizar
all the
nuestras
Amazon
necesidades
peoples.
reales y
We
concretas,
need to
hermanos,
bring our actual needs
alcaldes,
to
prefeitos
the
y todos los entes
table,
cooperantes que aquí
share
están,
them with the
entiendan que la
other
Amazonía es el
mayors,
futuro del mundo. Muchas gracias.
leaders, so everyone is aware the Amazon is the future of the world. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, alcalde Vladimir, por su liderazgo.
Thank you
y
very
por
much,
mostrarnos
Mayor
el
Vladimir,
trabajo
for
conjunto
your
que ha
leadership
hecho
and
el
for
foro
sharing the joint efforts
durante
of the
estos
forum
2 años con resultados
over the
tangibles a
past 2
nivel local.
years with
El
tangible
foro,
local
así como
results.
la publicación,
The
son un
forum,
esfuerzo
as the
por mostrar la
publication,
diversidad de nuestra Amazonía. En este
indicate the
trabajo hemos
diversity that is
contado con
present in the
socios
Amazon region.
claves en
We
este
have
proceso.
collaborated with
Uno
key
de ellos
partners in this
también ha sido
process,
ICLEI, cuando
one of
el
which
alcalde
is also
mencionaba
ICLEI, when the
la
mayor
capacitación que hemos hecho a las ciudades,
talked
esto lo
about
hemos
capacity
hecho
building.
de la mano con
And
ICLEI.
for cities, yes, we
Pero
collaborated very
como parte de
closely
los
with ICLEI.
socios y como parte de crear
And
este trabajo conjunto, aquí ha
in
sido
actually
fundamental no
designing this
solamente en los
project,
autores que mencionaba
the authors
Nora, de
of the
tener más de
projects have
60
played a key
autores
role.
de
As Nora
todos los
mentioned, there are
países
over
amazónicos
60
con diferentes
authors
visiones de
from
diferentes disciplinas,
different countries
sino
in the
también
Amazon
que
region,
tenemos muchos socios que están trabajando en la Amazonía y que llevan muchos años trabajando en la Amazonía. Y entre todos, la idea es poder tener una alianza que nos permita alinear una agenda para la urbanización sostenible.
toward one single
Ahora
agenda for
quisiera
sustainable
dar
urbanization.
el espacio para
I
recibir
will
comentarios de la audiencia. Hay alcaldes, hay
open
socios, hay
questions
personas que han
from the
estado
floor,
trabajando con
from the
nosotros y
panel.
tal
We
vez
have
quieran mencionar algo
partners,
del trabajo
mayors that
de
are
estos
present in the
últimos
room
2 años.
who might
Así que
be willing to ask
si alguien
questions
quiere
and
hacer
to
alguna mención,
share their remarks. So over to you now.
por favor, el micrófono.
Yes,
Emma.
go ahead, please. We need a microphone.
Muy buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Me presento, mi nombre es Marlon Monsalva Escanio,
My
alcalde
name
de
is
Florencia,
Marlon
Calcuta.
Mosavec,
Estamos
mayor
aquí con
from Calcutta,
mi esposa
and I'm
y
here
con
today with my
compañeros
wife
alcaldes de Leticia y de Mocoa, también
and
de San José del Guaviare.
my
Tenemos
team
necesidades
and
muy
co-workers
similares de lo
from the
que
region.
han
We all
planteado
share similar
anteriormente, pero
needs,
también hay que entender que
and
cada
pretty
territorio
much in
tiene
line to what we have just heard, but
distintas
of course,
realidades o
every different
particularidades.
region has
Nosotros nos hacemos
particular
llamar la
needs.
puerta de la Amazonía
We
colombiana porque
have
somos parte de la transición
been
andino-amazónica.
talking about the
Y
Colombian
viendo
Amazon. We were
hace un
part of
rato la
this
publicación sobre ciudades
transition
amazónicas realizada
region.
por
I
el
was
BID,
reading
pues
about,
encontramos que esa
I was
frontera o esa
reading
transición
the IDB
entre
report. We've
la
realized
cordillera de
this
los Andes
transition,
y
this
la
border
Amazonía
between the Andean
se tiene
mountain
que
range and the
estudiar, pero
Amazon
ya
region
más que
has
estudiar
to
porque hay mucho
be studied
diagnóstico,
in
es empezar
more depth,
a plantear
and
soluciones a
we
problemas.
will
Caso
then be
Mocoa.
able to
Mocoa es una ciudad
present
que está en
solutions
tránsito de
to
reconstrucción.
those
Entonces la
issues.
pregunta es,
Mocoa
¿qué
is a
se está
city that
haciendo
is
para
being
poder
rebuilt.
reconstruir Mocoa y cómo
So what
la
is happening
cooperación
there?
o cómo
How is
estos
Mocoa
escenarios
being
sirven para que se
actually, how is it
materialice ese
developing?
propósito de
How
reconstrucción de la ciudad de
can
Mocoa?
we keep to
Caso San
this
José del Guaviare tiene unas
purpose?
dificultades muy
And
serias alrededor de
Jose
la
Guajarez,
deforestación.
we have
¿Qué se está haciendo al
an
respecto? Caso
issue, a pressing
Leticia.
issue with
Yo sé que la
deforestation. In the
realidad
case of
de
Leticia,
esta
I'm
ciudad
aware
de tres
the
fronteras
city
pues tiene muchas
has 3
complejidades, pero el río
borders.
Amazonas
It's a
hoy
very
padece
complex
situaciones muy
system,
difíciles que en parte
and
Florencia
it
o
is
por lo que ocurre
quite
en
a
Florencia se tienen que
challenge.
observar. Y quiero decir con esto
We
que
need to
nuestra ciudad merece
keep up with
también
the
una
planificación,
planificación
present
mucho más seria y
solutions, and we
requiere
need to
recursos.
make more
Estamos
serious
pensando nosotros en
planning to
hacer una ciudad
obtain the
prácticamente paralela
funds.
porque Florencia creció a punta de invasiones
We had to
y
create a
todo ese
parallel city
sentido
because we had
y espíritu ambiental
settlers,
y
squatters
amazónico no se ve en la práctica porque
in the
tenemos
region,
muchas
and
necesidades
then we
sociales
had
y
to
muchas
build the
fronteras sumado a
different
esto el
city on the
conflicto.
side.
Entonces
We
la
have
pregunta en
different social
concreto es
needs.
sobre todas estas
And my
realidades
actual
de la
question
Amazonía y de
is,
las
well,
ciudades
in
amazónicas
regards
que
to the
son tan
different
complejas,
realities in the
¿qué
Amazon region,
mecanismos
we have
eficaces
so
hay de
many different
financiación,
cities and
siendo que nosotros
realities.
no
What are the
tenemos
funding mechanisms
posibilidades de
that are
crédito como si lo tienen otras
available?
ciudades del mundo? Y cuando
Do we
hablamos con
have
la
the
banca
same loan
internacional nos
system
dicen
for
cuál es
all
su cupo de
cities?
crédito
And
y
when we
quizá
reach a
nosotros lo
bank,
estemos
we
ocupando
contact a
en
bank, they
problemas
ask us what our credit
premodernos
rating
como el de
is. And
resolver las
we
vías
are,
u otros
of
temas de
course,
infraestructura de
faced with
servicios básicos que requiere la
modern
sociedad.
problems
Básicamente
that
es
we
eso
have
y
to
pues aquí
tackle
motivados
and
por la invitación al
need to
evento.
provide
Muchas gracias.
services, basic services to our
Muchas gracias,
population.
alcalde de
Thank
Florencia.
you. Thank you. Mayor of Florencia.
Bueno, muy buenas tardes
Hello, good
para todos.
afternoon.
Un saludo muy
To all.
especial.
Special
Mi nombre
greetings,
es Carlos
everyone.
Piedrahita, soy el
My name is
alcalde
Carlos
de
Piedrahita.
Mocoa,
I'm the
en el
mayor of
Putumayo,
Mocoa in
Colombia.
Putumayo, Colombia,
Es la capital de departamento, pero
the
es
capital
una
of this
ciudad que ha
department,
tenido
and a city
dificultades
that
enormes. Y
has
aprovechando el
struggled
espacio
greatly.
en el que estamos
And I'd like to take
y
this
aprovechando la
opportunity,
COP30 también, que tiene
and
que ver con
also,
cambio
since
climático,
we're
quería dejar
here
una
as part of
reflexión muy
the
importante
COP30 on climate
para el
change, I would
auditorio.
like to share a
Mi
reflection with the
ciudad,
room.
que es una ciudad de
My
aproximadamente 100.000
city
habitantes,
has
en 2017
roughly
sufrió una
100,000
tragedia por un
citizens. Back in
fenómeno
2017,
catastrófico ambiental.
there was a disaster,
Una
an
avenida
environmental
fluviortorrencial o
disaster.
una avalancha
It was hit
arrasó con cerca
by
de
an
17
avalanche,
barrios
torrential
y cerca del
rains that
30% de la población.
affected
Perdió la vida en
30%
esa
of the
tragedia.
population, neighborhoods.
Producto
Many people lost their lives in
seguramente
this
de los
tragedy. A
impactos que ha tenido
result
la industrialización del mundo
the
producto del
manufacturing
consumismo, del
processes, the
capitalismo
global
moderno,
manufacturing processes,
pero
modern
que no
capitalism.
afectó en los países
Most certainly,
industrializados
but
o
still
desarrollados.
it did not
Se vino a
hit
reflejar
developed
en la
countries,
Amazonía colombiana, en
industrialized
una
countries. It actually
población
hit the Colombian
pequeña
Amazon region,
relativamente,
a small
pero que hoy, cerca de 8 años
community,
después,
but
no ha
now,
sido
8
reconstruida.
years later,
Hay
it has
cerca de
not
2.000
been
personas
rebuilt.
que
Over
viven
2,000 people
en cambuches, que
are
viven en
still living in
en difíciles situaciones porque no han podido reconstruir sus
hardship
casas. No
because they
tenemos
haven't been
un
able to
sistema de agua
rebuild. They live
potable,
in
de
tents. We
acueducto,
don't have
y
drinking
entre
water,
muchas
fresh
otras
water,
dificultades, la mitigación del riesgo
water
a través
supply
de la
system,
construcción
among other
de
struggles.
unas obras de infraestructura
Have
no ha
risk
sido posible. Es
management
decir, que
in
hoy, 8 años
infrastructure,
después,
construction works, but it
la
has not
ciudad
been
a
managed
la que yo
properly. So
represento
8 years
sigue en
down
un
the
riesgo
road, the
latente
city I represent is
igual
still at risk,
o peor que
as
el
it
de
was before,
2017.
or maybe worse
Son
than in
situaciones que nos llevan a pensar un
2017.
poco más
And
sobre estos
this,
escenarios.
of
En
course,
realidad,
makes us think
el
about
debate
these
en estos
different
espacios
scenarios.
es solo sobre las ideas
Debates, as
o hay que
this
llevarlo un
here
poco más allá.
today,
Un
revolve
poco más
around
allá en el
ideas, but
sentido
can we
de que
go
de
beyond
estos
that?
espacios surja la oportunidad de
Maybe
conseguir recursos para
we will
ciudades como la
identify an
mía, de
opportunity
que la banca, de que la cooperación
to
internacional
move
ponga
forward
los
together
ojos
through
en
international
ciudades que ya han
cooperation
sufrido las consecuencias del cambio climático, del
countries that
calentamiento
have
global,
already
y
suffered
que
the
hoy no
impacts of
tienen los
global
recursos
warming, of
suficientes
climate
ni
change.
siquiera para reconstruirse las casas a las personas que lo perdieron
People who
todo,
are struggling to
más allá de
rebuild their
perder sus
homes,
bienes
they have
materiales, también
lost
perdieron a sus familiares y
everything they
perdieron
owned, family
la vida en ese
members,
episodio. Es una reflexión que
and
quería
their
dejar sobre este
life
espacio, que
even.
nos
So
sirva
this
y
is
que nos
what I
empiece a
wanted to
mostrar
share
una
as a
hoja de ruta
reflection.
diferente,
I hope it
diferente a
can
la de sentarnos a pensar las cosas, sino también a actuar un poquito más.
show
Y ese
a
actuar
different pathway
significa
going
para
forward
nosotros
that we can all
la
take.
consecución de recursos para implementar proyectos que nos puedan ayudar a
And
preservar, por
funding,
supuesto,
of
la
course, is
Amazonía,
extremely
la
important when
selva
it comes to the
amazónica, el
Amazon
agua, pero
region, to
lo más
rebuilding, to
importante, la
building
vida de las personas.
new
Muchas gracias.
structures, and to saving people's lives. Above all, thank you.
Muchas gracias, alcalde de Mocoa.
Muy buenas tardes, mi nombre es Juan Carlos Vargas, yo soy el director del equipo que ha venido
Good afternoon, my
trabajando
name is Juan
en la
Carlos Vargas. I'm the
iniciativa que el
director of the
alcalde
team who has been
Vladimir
working
Chon
in this
tan
initiative
claramente
that
explicó de la aplicación de
Mayor
herramientas
Vladimir
Pero quería
Chon
hacer una reflexión
has
rápida un
explained
poquito a
on
la
the
luz de
use
lo
of
que se ha venido
such
discutiendo. Esta mañana en
devices.
la
I would like
plenaria
to give this
discutió y se
explanation. This
presentó el
morning in the
hecho de
plenary
que el reto
session,
más estructural
it
que
has
existe
been
en las
said
ciudades
and discussed
amazónicas
the
es que a
most important
pesar
challenge
de que
in the Amazon
reconocemos que las
cities is
ciudades son
that
el epicentro de la
despite
acción,
the recognition that the cities are the epicenter of the action, very hardly they do have the technical capabilities so that in a scalable and sustainable manner can really implement efforts of climate resilience. I would like to say the following: beyond the design of tools that we have done very happily, the effort of the forum has been focused on generating sustainable capacities, working hand in hand with the cities, not only to train them in open source tools, but also in a way that the citizenship can really participate throughout this process. For example, with the Climate Resilience Initiative conducted at the city of Berlin, we had generated tools that from the photographs taken by the citizens through a citizenship-led movement, we can recognize the gaps of urban tree coverage, and together with the municipality and the citizens, we can keep on mobilizing this agenda. So I just want to simply explain these reflections. It's not just a question of devices or tools. We also need to involve the citizens in these efforts to try to generate a sustainability effort. And also, once again, through these tools, we can strengthen the calculation, the estimates, which will allow us to access the climate financing so that these efforts, both from the municipality and the citizens, or the citizenship-led efforts, can really give us more and better solutions. Thank you, Juan Carlos. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Carolina Dantas from the International from the Construction and Wood, that is a urban union from this area. This is an articulation of labor unions that unites Ecuador, Colombia, Peru, Venezuela, unions, Colombia, Suriname, and Brazil. And we have been discussing in unions from many sectors the labor issues in Pan-Amazon, the international Amazon. And we come from a diagnosis that there is a deficit of fair labor in the region. If you talk about Brazil, the lack of informality in the Amazon region is 20% higher compared to the rest of the world. Poverty is 40% higher in those Amazon regions. And that's why this articulation creates an agenda of decent work for the Amazon region. We are presenting this agenda to the federal government, state governments, to municipalities. We are also bringing a delegation to COP30 next week with that agenda. We know that most Amazon peoples are paid workers. They have right to decent work, and they are the ones building this development for the city and for the development. So I'd like to invite you for this conversation and to highlight the importance of workers and labor unions in all discussions on the development of the region. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Carolina. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Bom dia, buenas tardes, goedemorgen, good morning. That being said, I will be speaking in English. So the first sentences, I will be slow so that you guys can put on the headsets. My name is Steve Renfuren, and I'm representing New Nikeri. New Nikeri is a city in Suriname, and we are a border city with Guyana. Other countries are Brazil in the south, and in the east we have French Guyana. For Nikeri, we are the primary rice producing area of the country, and the rice is for Suriname staple food number one, being said that almost 6 out of 7 days a week people are eating rice. And we are a low-lying area, and that being said, we are susceptible to climate change. Not only sea level rise, but also hot temperature, etc., etc. To put it in perspective, we do wetland rice production, whereby paddy is cut in the field and is brought to the mills for further processing. One of the waste material is rice husk, and which takes up almost 20 to 25% of the volume. For Suriname, that means 100,000 tons per year. What is happening now is that for the rice millers, this waste is a burden, and they just put it on fire, or they are just dumped illegally everywhere. Burning the rice husk means more greenhouse gas emission, public health issues like asthma, even lung cancer, but also environmental issues. There was a call from the forum not too long ago that we could come with a project ID, and New Nikeri was one of the 4 cities of the Amazon that were chosen by the organization to be mentored to go from a project ID to a bankable project. And because of the rice husk issues is so very important for the district, we supplied the idea of turning rice husk into another product. I'm just going to put some terms: waste management, repurposing rice husk, producing biochar out of the rice husk, building blocks, public health, a reduction of greenhouse gases. And the ICLEI, as said before, they are mentoring us from project ID to a bankable project. So we managed to do this, and with a wonderful, good, very, very good expertise from ICLEI. And then we're talking about Victor, we're talking about Isabel, we're talking about Ana Cristina. We were able to transform the project ID into the format that was needed to be submitted. And we were able to submit the ID. And we are so very grateful as district that we could do this, not only the forum, but also the IDP and the ICLEI. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Gracias al representante de New Nickel.
Thank you so much. Thank you to representative of the UNICRI, and thank you so much to all of you who had contributed. Does anybody would like to say something else? Yes, there's another person. Yeah, Emma?
Please.
Olá, pessoal, boa tarde. Me chamo Francisco Adinaldo, prefeito do município de Augusto Corrêa, estado do Pará. Primeiro, eu quero parabenizar os municípios costeiros que estão aqui, parabenizar os municípios que acompanhados pela rádio, e parabenizar todos os prefeitos que vieram, todos os líderes que vieram aqui, justamente buscar estrutura, recursos para custear seus municípios. Quero falar um pouco de Augusto Corrêa, dizer que o nosso município tem 56% do seu território coberto por reserva extrativista, aproximadamente 80% da nossa população sobrevive da área da reserva, e a gente pergunta como é que a gente faz para que os recursos cheguem aos municípios. Sabemos que se fala muito em financiamento, investimento, mas nós sabemos que a população, elas moram nos municípios. E é lá que estão os problemas. É lá que a gente busca a solução para os problemas. 80% aproximadamente da nossa população sobrevive dessa área. O mar está crescendo e os rios ficando com a água salgada. Os peixes da água doce estão morrendo. Como é que nós vamos cuidar dos povos tradicionais?
Fish kill happening all the time. We need to
proteger a Amazônia,
the
as áreas do município costeiro, o nosso manguezal, mas precisamos garantir a sustentabilidade do povo tradicional.
And we need to
Eu
make
precisava falar
sure
isso,
that our people
voltar
can
a dizer
support
parabéns a
themselves.
todos os líderes.
Once again,
Vamos buscar a solução
congratulations to all
para
the
os nossos
leaders
povos
for having
tradicionais que
come
eles
here so
precisam
that we can
de
find
socorro da nossa
solutions
população.
for
Obrigado.
our
Uma
traditional
boa tarde a
peoples
todos.
because they need our help. Thank you very much and have a great afternoon.
Muito obrigado, prefeito. Bueno, vamos entonces a continuar. Gracias
Okay, so now we're going
las
to
intervenciones
carry
y
on.
las
Thank you
contribuciones
for
de
all
todos.
your words and thank you for all the contributions of all of you. Now I would like to invite Mrs. Francinetti Carvalho, who is the mayor of Abaetetuba, member and vice president of the steering committee of the forum, so she can also explain to us the main pillars of the next work plan 2026-2027. Mayor, please. Oh, she's not here. Since we're going to wait for her to arrive, and we're going to invite, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the forum has a team, a wonderful team, which is contributing all the time, and they are different organizations. And now I would like to invite one of them, who is one of the strategic partners of this forum. I would like to invite Mr. Elkin Velázquez, who is the regional representative of UN Habitat for Latin America and the Caribbean, representing the strategic partners who represent the advisory team, who contribute with expertise and knowledge and the effort of cooperation among the different local governments of the Amazon region. Elkin, please. Thank you so much, Maria Camila, and thank you so much. Good afternoon to all of you. I have 4 messages and 1 invitation. First, we have to be very, very happy and very joyful, very happy, very glad, because it is the first time that a COP celebrates, recognizes the leadership, the Amazon leadership like this. Mayor Vladimir, Mayor Igor, Mayor Janet, all of you, mayors, governors, but also leadership from the communities. Mayor Ana Lucia, so good to see you. It is the first time, and let us not be the last one. You can count on all the institutions that Maria Camila has mentioned. We're here to serve you. We're here to be with you in everything we can possibly do for you, from here until Belén and beyond. My second comment is the following. I would like to congratulate my colleagues, my friends from IDB. There's a concept that it is key for me in a region like ours, which is the regional public goods, institutions, documents, knowledge, etc. This is the best of the examples of a regional public good. I would like to thank IDB, Maria Camila, to you, to Ilan, to Nora, to all the team for having taken this initiative, and to all the experts who are here present. Thank you. And this, obviously, it is not the beginning of a roadmap. It is not the destination. It is a very important step. I had been listening to all the mayors who had spoken. I would like to say to you that in these institutions that we represent multilateralism from different points of view, or the polylateralism, as I would like to call it from now on, we are aware of the importance of keep on walking with the structuring of projects and resources. So we have to make the most of this opportunity. And also we have to make the most of some of the processes which had started here. I also would like to acknowledge now the initiative of a leadership. In this case, it's a Brazilian leadership, Minister Jader Filho. Minister Jader Filho, last year he was the president of MINURBI, who is the Assembly of Ministers for sustainable urban development and housing. He told us, the institutions who were there at this assembly of MINURBI, he told us we have to work not only for the national policies and the national financing, but also we have to translate this technical word that we repeat a lot, multi-level governance. We have to translate this into something concrete. And this something concrete was to join this initiative of Amazon City Forum through what we call and what he called, and here we have Ambassador Antonio, he's not going to let me lie, it is the Amazon MINURBI. As a result of that, the Amazon MINURBI, I mean, you need to know that the ministers of housing and urban development, they are permanently, every year, discussing how they're going to give a specific, differentiated treatment to the Amazon territories and cities. And I believe this is also a very good piece of news. And I would like to wrap up just with an invitation to you. It seems to us, my dear Vanessa, and with you from ACTO, that we have to follow walking this pathway. Let's keep on working on this. Let's take the Amazon City Forum to the Amazon leaders. Let's take it to the Urban World Forum, because it's there the space where we can also connect with other partners of the world who are also interested in what is happening in the large biomes, my dear Vladimir, in the large basin of the world, so we can really get the results we want to see with regards to the climate change in the world. Thank you so much to all of you. And Maria Camila, once again, thank you to IDB for this initiative. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Elkin.
Thank you so much, Elgin. So this is just a proof of how we are just making this effort and how we are making this effort to have this multi-level governance, as Elkin has just mentioned, in the case of the Amazon Minorbe. I would like to welcome Mayor Francinetti Carvalho, who is the mayor of Abaetetuba, so she can help us understand and he can tell us about the work plan for the 2026-2027 of work plan for the forum. Madam Mayor, please.
Boa noite a todas as pessoas
Good
presentes.
evening, everybody.
É uma honra dirigir-me a vocês nessa
It's
sessão
such an honor to be able to speak to all of you in this forum of Amazon cities as the Vice President in order to present to you our work plan for 2026-27 that was approved by our Directive Committee.
Resultado de processo
This
colaborativo
plan is the result of a cooperative process that took a lot of reflection. It was something we built together with the technical consulting group and counted on the participation of member cities and strategic partners to whom we are very grateful.
Frisar a importância da continuidade
First of all, I
e
would like to
ampliação
highlight
do
how
alcance.
important it is to
O fórum tem
continue
demonstrado que a
our
cooperação entre as
outreach.
cidades
We have shown that
amazônicas gera
cooperation
resultados
between
concretos
Amazon
e
cities can generate concrete
compartilhados.
results and
Por isso,
shared
nessa nova etapa,
knowledge.
queremos
Therefore, in this
ampliar
new
o
stage,
acesso
we
da
want
nossa
to
rede, integrando
amplify
mais
the
cidades
access
e
of our
aliados
network by
regionais e
integrating
internacionais,
more
com
regional
propósito de
allies and international
fortalecer a
allies so
visibilidade e a
that we can
voz do
strengthen
território
our
amazônico
visibility
nos
and
espaços
amplify the
globais de
voice of the
decisão
Amazon
sobre a
territory
resiliência
in
e o
global
desenvolvimento
decision-making
sustentável.
spaces.
É
We can bring that
importante as
resilience
pessoas
about
entenderem
sustainable
que a gente
development.
fala de muitas
It's important
Amazonas.
for people to
Nós estamos
understand
na
that we
região
talk
amazônica,
about
mas
different
falamos de
Amazons.
muitas.
It's
E daí a
one region, but we
importância
talk
da gente
about
poder
different scenarios,
entender as especificidades
different
de cada
places with their
região e, ao mesmo
characteristics. So
tempo,
we have
essa
to understand
união entre as
specificities
cidades
of each
para que nós
region
possamos
and at the
aprender
same
e
time have
compartilhar
a
saberes.
unity
O
between
nosso
all those
objetivo
cities so
central
we can
para o
share
biênio de
expertise.
2026 e
Our main
2027 é
objective
claro,
for the biennial of
consolidar uma
26
rede
and
de cidades
27 is
amazônicas
to
mais
consolidate a
forte,
network
mais
of
visível
stronger
e
Amazon
mais
cities that is
sustentável,
more
tanto
visible
no
and more
aspecto
sustainable
técnico quanto no
when it comes to
financeiro.
technical
Seguimos
aspects and financial
avançando com
aspects.
3
We
pilares
will
que já
continue to
estávamos
progress with
desenvolvendo:
3
a
pillars that we had
resiliência
been
e a
developing, which
adaptação
were
climática,
resilience,
fortalecendo nossas
climate
capacidades
adaptation,
para
and
prevenir,
strengthening our capacity so that we
responder
can
e
prevent,
resistir a eventos
respond
climáticos
to, and
extremos.
resist
Hoje pela
extreme
manhã,
climate
na nossa
events.
eleição, eu
During our
falava de
election
que
this
a
morning,
Amazônia,
I was
muitas
talking about the
vezes, quando se
fact that
fala
the
da
Amazon
Amazônia,
is
nós
often
falamos das
talked
faltas,
about
do que falta na
in terms
Amazônia,
of what it
mas a
lacks.
Amazônia também é a
So what are we
potência. Então
missing
nós
is
queremos
often the
fortalecer as
headline, but we
capacidades
have to
que
talk about
existem
what
na
we
nossa
do have.
região.
We have to
Assistência
strengthen the
técnica e
abilities that
mobilização de
we do
recursos,
have. We
apoiar a
have to
estruturação
mobilize
de projetos
resources,
de
we have to
investimento
support the
local,
structuring of projects,
intercâmbio e
local
governança
investment,
regional. Continuar promovendo
regional
encontros e instâncias de
exchanges so that we
aprendizado
can promote
conjunto.
meetings and
O plano
places where we can learn
consolida os 3
together.
pilares de trabalho que
This
orientam
plan
nossas ações,
consolidates the 3
conectando
work pillars
experiências,
that guide our
experimentando
actions. They
caminhos,
connect
fortalecendo
experiences
capacidades,
and experiment
conectando
paths to
experiências para
strengthen
documentar
abilities.
e
They
difundir
connect
iniciativas
experiences
urbanas
so that we can
sustentáveis
register
na
and
Amazônia, ampliando o
diffuse
conhecimento
sustainable
coletivo e a
local
inspiração
actions,
entre
and
nossas
we can
cidades,
amplify
experimentando
collective
caminhos por meio do
expertise.
projeto piloto
That way,
que
we can
enfrentam
go through
desafios
different paths. We can
climáticos e
have a pilot
promovem uma
project
gestão
when it
urbana
comes
mais
to
eficiente,
fighting and
fortalecendo
preventing
capacidades,
global climate
impulsionando
events.
estratégias
We
de
need to strengthen
financiamento
our
para a
abilities to
resiliência
propel
e
financing and
consolidação
funding
da ação
projects
territorial.
so that we can
Conectando
consolidate all of our
experiências e
territorial
inovação.
actions.
No pilar
We can
Conectando
connect
Experiências,
experiences
o
and
Fórum
innovation.
promove a disseminação
In
de
this this front, the forum is promoting the dissemination of sustainable urban actions. We want to systematize everything that we learn and strengthen the management that happens among all member cities. Through that, we can make visible all local actions, and we favor reproducibility throughout the whole Amazon region. The goal for this biennial is to reach systematization and consolidation of those initiatives that happen in the urban sphere and the ecological sphere. It's important that we promote connection between these cities because we can learn from the experience of our peers. We know that cities have their own specificities, but we also have a lot of things that become our common thread. I often say that rivers and the waters of the Amazon cannot be an obstacle to learning. They have to become a connection so that we learn more. And I'm just coming from a roundtable where we were talking about AI and how AI can help us put together plans and propose policies. I said that we have to use AI to serve people. AI has to be run with territories in mind, where we can use all the knowledge that we have in the Amazon. Throughout centuries, we have our own peoples who were protecting the Amazon through the knowledge that they had. And we need to use that knowledge to strengthen with it.
Os resultados esperados são fornecer às cidades
The expected results are to give to the cities updated information where they can prioritize interventions, increase our canopy, reduce heat wave effects, become more resilient to floods, and improve air quality. In this pillar that we call skill strengthening, we are promoting funding where we can support the structure of projects that will bring us resilience and adaptation in Amazon cities. Through technical and continuous monitoring, we can accompany projects that can later facilitate access to resources where we can turn local ideas into sustainable and financiable projects. One of the important points is to strengthen the abilities that we already have in the municipalities, so that those abilities can ensure that we can get funding.
Da experiência da primeira edição realizada com o ICLEI,
from the experience of our first edition that we had together, we want to increase the time that's dedicated to each city and make sure we can have more personalized assistance to selected cities. We want to reach more advanced stages of those projects. Abaetetuba, which is my municipality, with CLE and JECOL, with C40, with the European Union, and so many partner entities, we've been able to create this plan
foi possível
that we have for the environment. We were able to create our inventory of gases through strengthening the abilities that we already have. We want Amazon cities to become stronger and become even larger. We have water safety program. Still in this access, we have this ability to connect the forum to this program of water safety, and it's promoted by the IDB and with the Green Fund. The objective is to strengthen the sustainable management of water and urban resilience when it comes to climate change, where we can support cities against the risks and with basic infrastructure. This is an essential resource that we're talking about, which is water.
Nesse contexto, o programa do BID propõe uma aproximação ao trabalho do Fórum de Cidades.
The IDB program proposes an approximation of the forum with the cities
a partir da revisão de informações de base sobre lacunas na infraestrutura de água potável e saneamento nas cidades amazônicas. Pode parecer uma contradição que nós estejamos na Amazônia, mas que muitos das nossas cidades e das nossas populações não têm acesso a saneamento e a água de qualidade. Então, nós pretendemos trabalhar a revisão dessas informações para fortalecer a infraestrutura de água potável, saneamento nas cidades. Oficinas participativas com atores locais, a definição de planos de ações específicos a nível municipal para as cidades selecionadas. Com essas ações, podemos fortalecer o planejamento territorial baseado em evidências e ter apoio no enfrentamento de desafios críticos na Amazônia, gestão da água, saneamento e resíduos sólidos. O Conselho Técnico do Fórum, composto por parceiros estratégicos que nos acompanham desde o início, também contribuiu na construção desse plano de trabalho,
accompanying us since the beginning, all cooperated to put this work together, and this is something that will enrich our new stage. We're also talking about the creation of urban laboratories. Those have been conceded as a space to create more sustainable development, and they are inspired by international models. We can have a debate about a just economic transition. We want to continue on with digital connectivity in the development of tools to aid us in urban planning that in a way that is in line with the recovery of debt for each city. We want to also have articulation for the sustainable urban development of the Amazon. So, my dear colleagues, we are still demonstrating that we can have urban development that goes along with the conservation of the Amazon biome. And that also increases the quality of life of our peoples. 2026 and 7 are about a shared agenda.
Visão comum
an agenda that was put together through
Agradeço a todas as cidades-membros, ao Conselho Técnico Consultivo e às nossas instituições parceiras por suas contribuições nesse esforço coletivo. Sigamos trabalhando juntos para fortalecer a voz das cidades amazônicas e projetar seu protagonismo para o futuro mais humano e sustentável. Muito obrigada a todas as pessoas aqui presentes.
Thank you, everybody who is here.
Muchas gracias, prefeita Francinetti, por compartir.
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor Francinetti, for sharing with us this vision of the future and for reminding us that the sustainability in the Amazon region is done with people. And your words inspired us in this new stage for work. And now I would like to give the floor to Mr. Alberto Maluffi, National Secretary of Urban Environment, Water Resources and Environmental Quality, and to Mr. Mauricio Guerra, Director of Urban Environmental Department of the Ministry of Environment of Brazil, and Madam Ms. Mamet, who are going to put forward and to show us the guide of good practices in the legal Brazilian Amazon.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here with all of you in such an important event, inviting and having 300 mayors of the region, but talking about the Amazon, talking about the 30 million Brazilians that live in the Amazon region. We have talked a lot about the importance of having a multi-level governance that is intersectorial and also participative. And exactly because of this, resilient green cities from MMA, the Ministry of Cities, Ministry of Science and Technology, we try to bring this governance model in which everyone, mayors, governors, at different administration models can get organized and can integrate their actions in the territory. We know that this work takes a long time to be done. It depends on data, information, researches, plans, projects from all areas from the program Green Cities and Resilient Cities on reforestation, green area management, waste management, circular economy, mobility, use and sustainable occupation of the soil, and etc. But we have to see what is going on in practice. We had a project bank that counted on more than 324 projects submitted in Brazil, 16 billion in projects developed by the municipalities. We also had the change in the climate fund that left a level of 300 million to more than 10 billion in funding per year, with a specific facility for municipalities to fund this project. That's why it's so important to have the guidelines on best practices. This is a work that was done by the network of urban development of the Amazon with the Mayor's Forum, for us to understand what are those best practices that are already in the territory, already running, and somehow we can check how we may replicate it. Can I go to next slide, please? And here we have a broader view of the 80 submissions that were done, and 18 good practices were selected. So from all the announcements that we're going to have here and later on at COP30 and new practical guidelines, either the urban reforestation, the technical guide on the solutions of the nature and funding guide, we decided to launch this one here exactly due to its importance. We wanted to have this snippet of gender, race, and cities that are more vulnerable. That's why we have the focus on the Amazon cities. That's why we're so happy to see this guideline not only be on the paper only, but it will be used as inspiration for mayors and secretaries and everyone so we can evolve in this agenda. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here with you. My name is Letícia Mamedes. I'm Executive Secretary of the Coalition of the Urban Development of the Amazon, which is the partnering network of the launch of this guide, which we helped UNBA and the other institutions to develop. It's a great pleasure to be talking about Amazon cities and urban development. The network was born with this purpose. In 2023, we created from a summon from mayors from the region for us to think about the Amazon as the urban Amazon and not only as the Amazon as the great forest, and to think how we can connect and how can we merge the forest and the urban setting. So our snippet is the Brazilian legal Amazon, and also with the municipalities of the Brazilian legal Amazon. So it's important for us to be involved in that. DUSA is formed by many different institutions, from the federal government, of the ministries, civil society, corporation agents, and municipality administrations that work on urban development. But DUSA also reflects the territory and has the Commission on Amazon Cities. And it gathers mayors from the Brazilian legal Amazon exactly so that we can give support to this discussion with the Forum of Amazon Cities, since we are with them since 2023. And it's important to be here giving you support on this agenda. I'm really glad that our articulation for the next year was approved, and I hope we can able to strengthen the Brazilian urban Amazon, but also the Pan-Amazonian area as well.
Bom, sou Maurício Guerra, diretor do Meio Ambiente
My name is
Urbano
Maurício
do Ministério do Meio
Guerra
Ambiente.
from the
E a gente
Ministry of
gostaria, então, sem
Environment.
mais cerimônia,
And without
convidar
further
aqui
ado, we'd
as
like to
três
invite
cidades que estão
the 3
presentes,
cities
das 18
present here,
selecionadas, para receber
out
o
of the
certificado de
18
boas
selected
práticas,
one, to receive the
expressando seus
certificate on
compromissos,
best
seus
practices,
esforços no empreendimento
showing their
de uma
efforts,
cidade cada
endeavors
vez mais
to
sustentável, verde e
make a
resiliente. Então,
more and more
convido
green,
aqui o nosso
resilient, and
secretário
sustainable
Adalberto
city.
Maluf para
So,
fazer a entrega
Adalberto
da primeira
Maluf, I'd like
cidade.
to ask
Eu
you to
gostaria de
deliver that
chamar
to the first
aqui
city, and I'd like to
o
invite
presidente da
here the
Fundação
president of
de Meio Ambiente de Palmas,
the Environmental Foundation
Tocantins,
of
Isaac
Palmas,
Braz,
Tocantins,
para
Isaac
receber diretamente da
Braz,
mão do nosso
to
secretário
get
Adalberto
directly
Maluf,
from the
nesse
hands
momento,
of our
da
secretary
certificação.
this certificate.
Letícia, convidada também para acompanhar.
Leticia is also invited to hand him the certificate.
Gostaríamos de convidar a
We'd like to
prefeita
invite
Francinete
here the Mayor
Carvalho, de
Francinete Carvalho
Abaetetuba, do
from
Pará, para também
Abaetetuba in
fazer
the state of Pará,
receber das mãos de
to
nossa
also
Letícia
receive
Mamedes
from our
a certificação.
colleague Leticia Mamedes this certificate.
Gostaria de convidar para a
I
entrega do
also would like to
certificado o
invite
nosso
here
querido
to
embaixador
receive
Antônio
the
Costa
certificate,
Silva,
the
fazer
Ambassador
aqui
Antônio
presente
Costa
e nos
Silva.
honrar nesse momento da entrega,
Can we have the
com a
honor
presença do Ministério das Cidades, para entregar a
of your presence
prefeita
here to
Josemira
deliver to
Gadelha,
the
prefeita de
Mayor
Canaã dos
Josefina Gadelha
Carajás,
from
do
Canaã
Pará,
dos
por
Carajás in the
favor.
state of Pará, this certificate.
Os demais, por favor, não se afastem, a gente vai tirar uma outra foto
Can you
geral
please
com
stay
todos.
here
Por favor,
on the
prefeita.
stage? We are going to take a group picture, okay?
A foto de registro.
For the record.
Muito obrigado. Continue, por favor,
Thank you very
conosco
much.
aqui.
Can you
Chamo os
please
demais para a gente fazer
stay
uma foto
on the
geral.
stage here? I would like to invite
Por
the
favor,
others
prefeita, por
so we
favor,
can
Isaac.
have
Mais
the
uma
presence
foto,
of
outra
everyone.
foto
The
geral com
Mayor,
todos.
Isaac,
E a gente
just a last
comunica que na
picture
próxima
with all of us,
COP, no dia
and
15,
in the next
pronto.
COP,
A gente terá um anúncio aqui por Letícia.
yes, we are going to
Esse
have an
momento
announcement
importante
to be
lá na
made
COP.
here.
Um último aviso antes da gente finalizar
Just
o
one
nosso
last message
momento.
before we
Gostaria
wrap
de
up
agradecer mais uma vez
this meeting. I'd like
o
to
BID,
thank
o Fórum de
once
Cidades
again
Amazônicas pelo espaço.
IDB and the
E já
Forum
quero fazer
of the
uma
Amazon Cities
propaganda,
Forum,
porque
and I'd like
estaremos na
also to
COP30, a
pitch
Coalizão
here.
para o
We are going to
Desenvolvimento
be at
Urbano Sustentável da
COP30, the
Amazônia vai
Coalition
estar promovendo um
for
evento
the Sustainable
no Espaço
Urban
Amazônia
Development of the Amazon. We are
Sempre,
going
que
to
está
be
sendo
at
promovido
the
pelo BID.
area Amazon
E lá a
Sempre,
gente vai
that
fazer a
is
segunda
funded
rodada de
by
entrega de
IDB, and we are going to have the
certificados
second
para as
round
outras
of
15 cidades.
handing of
Então vai ser um
certifications
momento aí
to
para as
other
outras 15
cities.
cidades que foram
So it's the
selecionadas
moment
do
for
guia de estarem
the
conosco
remaining 15
e da gente celebrar
cities
esse momento
from
tão
IDB to be
importante
with
aí
us,
do lançamento
so
do
we can
guia.
celebrate
Vai ser no dia
this
15 de
guide
novembro, meio-dia e
launching. It's
meia,
gonna be on
no
November
Espaço Amazônia
15th,
Sempre, que vai ser dentro do
12:30
Museu Gued,
lunchtime
em Belém do Pará.
inside
Obrigada,
Guelph
gente.
Museum in the state of Pará, Belém.
Muchas gracias, Leticia, y muchas gracias a todos por la presentación y por el valioso esfuerzo
Thank you to all the
interinstitucional que
speakers.
representa esta guía
This was
de
an
buenas
institutional
prácticas. Sin
session
duda,
on
esto será
the
una
best
herramienta
practices
esencial
guide.
para
This
fortalecer la
manual will
gestión
be a key
ambiental
tool
urbana
to
en toda la
strengthen
Amazonía legal
urban
y un
environmental
referente para el
management
resto
in
de
the
la
legal
región amazónica.
Amazon and a
Muchas
benchmark
gracias.
for the other
Ahora
Amazon
quisiera
regions. Thank you.
invitar a nuestra sesión
And
de
now I
cierre
will
a
kindly
Vanessa Graciotini.
invite
Vanessa es la
Vanessa
directora ejecutiva
Graziatini
de la
for the closing
OTCA,
remarks,
quien compartirá con
Executive
nosotros
Manager of the
las palabras de
AZTA, who
cierre y una
will
reflexión
make the closing
final.
remarks and
Adelante,
share her final reflection, her final thoughts.
Boa tarde, todas e todas. É difícil falar por último.
Good evening, everyone. It's not easy to be the last one to speak because a lot of what I have to say was already spoken, was already said, and I know that we're already tired since we are here from the beginning of the morning. But I'd like to say that it's a great joy to be part of such an important event on the Amazon Cities Forum. And this event specifically that elected the new board, and I'd like to greet the elected colleagues who are part of the board, Vladimir from Minas and Quito, the Mayor Ana Lucia from Cobija, and also our dear Mayor from Abaetetuba, the Mayor Francinetti. And I also would like to wish you an amazing mandate. For those of you who were paying attention to the work plan exposed by the Mayor Francinetti, you can see that the horizon is quite broad, and possibilities of the Amazon Cities Forum expanding the amazing work that has already been done is huge. So I'm sure that, especially after so many important events related to the Amazon happening in the Amazon, as Brazil's President Lula says, a lot is said about Amazon, but not much is said about the Amazon in the Amazon region. So it always started in 1992 here in Rio, when we had a great environment conference on climate change. And now, after 30 years, we are going to have a summit happening in the Amazon region. And I'm happy about it. I'm glad for it. I hope it is one of the few and greatest cities in the Amazon. According to some recent researches from IDB, it concentrates a great deal of our whole region. And this will allow the whole world to see that the Amazon is not just a beautiful place. It is not only the largest forest with the largest amount of biodiversity and fresh water, 20% of the water that goes to the world comes from the Amazon region. But we also have 50 million people, if you count all Amazonian countries, and 50 million people that can have an important role in preserving this important biome that also has a role as regulating the climate and the planet. And those people can act so as to protect behaviors and illegal exercise of functions. So since I was part of the city hall of my own city, I know the role of local communities. We know that we have federal and municipal policies, the things actually happening in the cities. So this is the purpose. We wanted to make of the cities not a hub that takes to the distribution pathway, but that lead us to the preservation. This is only going to be possible, as many people said, if you can have a just development process that promotes inclusion of society, that makes sure that society has important participation in it. And this all can become wealth for those people who need to have quality of life, access to health care, access to education, and just work conditions. I'm sure that
A OTCA, a Organização do Tratado de Cooperação
usually say that
Amazônica, que nasceu
ACTO,
em
the Organization of the Amazon
1978,
Cooperation
a partir,
Treaty,
ela
that was
iniciou
created in
em
78.
78, a partir do
It
momento em
started
que
in
os países
1978
assinaram
when the
tratado de
countries
cooperação
signed
em prol
a
do
cooperation
desenvolvimento
agreement
sustentável e da
for
conservação
the sustainable
ambiental do
development
bioma
and
amazônico,
environmental
que
preservation of the
essa
Amazonian
organização ela é
biome.
uma das poucas que, apesar
This
de atuar em
organization is
8
one of the few
países,
ones
ela não
that,
atua em
despite
todo o
working in
território dos
8
8
countries,
países, mas no território
doesn't act
amazônico. A
in
gente
all the
acabou
territories
de
of
ver
those
aqui um
countries, but in
livro
the
publicado com
Amazonian
recorte
territories.
amazônico.
We just
E é
saw
muito
this
importante que se
published
faça
book
isso,
with that snippet of the
porque
Amazon.
o que é
And that's
comum a
so
todos os
important
países
to
é que
do.
há uma diferença muito
What is
grande
common
em
to all
todos os
countries
sentidos.
is
Diferença
that
do ponto de
there are
vista
huge
cultural, do
differences,
ponto de vista
culturally
de
speaking,
infraestrutura entre a região amazônica e as demais
infrastructure-wise,
regiões
between the
de cada
Amazon
dos
region
países.
and the other
Lamentavelmente,
regions in these
no Brasil,
countries.
por exemplo, a fome extrema
It is
que estava
regrettable
muito
that
concentrada na região
extreme
Nordeste,
starvation that was
infelizmente, foi
concentrated in the
deslocada
Northeast
para a região
region
Norte,
has now
para a
been
Amazônia,
displaced
que nos
to the
últimos
northern
anos
region,
viveu
to
a
the
maior
Amazon, that in
insegurança
the last
alimentar.
few years
E isso
has
também por
faced
conta
the
muito
worst
dos
food
reflexos das
insecurity that
mudanças
we have seen.
climáticas, que fez
And
com
that
que
is a
vivêssemos
reflex of
duas
climate
secas
change.
extremas, que
We
aumentou, que
saw
ampliou e
two
que levou à
extreme
fome
droughts
a
that
milhares de pessoas,
has led
principalmente que
to the
vivem na
starvation
periferia dos
of
grandes
millions of
centros
people,
e nas áreas
especially those
muito
that live in
isoladas
the
da região.
outskirts
Então,
of big
o
city
objetivo do
centers
fórum,
and in
de acordo com o
remote
que foi
areas.
aprovado
So the objective of the
em
forum,
2023,
thinking
pelos
about what was
presidentes dos 8
approved
países
in
em Belém,
2023 by
momento
the
em que nasceu o
presidents
Fórum
of
das Cidades,
the
que o fórum
all 8
esteja
countries,
vinculado
is that
umbilicalmente à
this forum
organização do
is
Tratado
deeply
de Cooperação
connected
Amazônica, para
to
que possa
the
ter
Treaty
a
of Cooperation
institucionalidade
that we
e
call
o
the ACTO.
reconhecimento.
It
Nós
has
já
to be
demos os
institutionalized
passos, não
and recognized.
não
We
é
have
uma
taken
discussão
steps
fácil,
towards
porque nós
that,
estamos
and it's not
trabalhando
an
dentro de
easy discussion to
federalismo
have.
onde existe
We're
independência entre os
working
poderes, o poder
in
federal, o poder
with
nacional e
sovereign
os poderes locais, mas
regions
achamos
that have to
extremamente
interact with
necessário
local
que esse
powers
caminho
and
se dê
authorities, but we
através
do
das
think
de
that
mãos
this
dadas,
path
de mãos
needs to
dadas por
happen
todos os níveis, para que a
by
gente
us all
possa
walking hand in hand.
obter sucesso
That's the
na
only
nossa
way
política.
that we will
No
be
Brasil,
successful in
e
our
tenho certeza
policies.
que em muitos
And
outros
that's true
países
for
hoje já se
Brazil,
tem uma
and I'm sure
consciência
for other countries
muito
as well.
consolidada para
We now
cumprir
have a lot of
todos os
awareness when it
desafios
comes
que as
to
mudanças
wanting
climáticas
to
impõem
meet
aos
those
países,
challenges
para
that
cumprir os
climate
compromissos
challenges are
determinados
imposing
de
now.
cada país.
We're
Só será
committed
possível
to
se
fulfill
envolver
the obligations that we
efetivamente os
have,
poderes
but to fulfill those
subnacionais e
obligations,
os
we are
poderes
only
locais. Então, seguimos
going to
trabalhando
work if
juntos
we
e
include
espero que numa
subnational
próxima
powers.
assembleia
Therefore, we will work
prefeito
together, and I
Vladimir
hope that
a
at the
gente
next
possa
assembly,
trazer grandes
I
novidades
expect
já
that
acerca dessa
Mr. Mayor Vladimir
ligação
Schon, we
entre
can
o Fórum
bring
das Cidades
news
Amazônicas
regarding
e a
the
OTCA. Seguimos
connection
juntos. Essa aqui é
between
uma
Amazon cities
preparação
and
para
ACTO.
muitos
So this
eventos
is
que
a
nós teremos a
preparation
partir do dia 10
for
em
many
Belém,
events to
e que
come that
certamente
will
nos
start on
encontraremos
November
na
10th,
primeira
and I am
COP da
sure
Amazônia e
that
que
we are going to
certamente
meet at the
mudará
first COP
para
at the
sempre
Amazon,
a face da
which
Amazônia.
will
Muita gente diz,
undoubtedly
tem que
change the
aproveitar
face
esse
of the
ano,
Amazon.
que é ano
People
onde a
say we need to
Amazônia
take
tem
advantage of this year,
protagonismo, onde a Amazônia
where
está
we
sendo
see
destacada. Eu digo
the
não.
Amazon
Esse
having
é a
agency,
primeira, é o
where the
primeiro dos
Amazon
muitos
can
anos
say
que virão
no.
com
It's the
destaque
first
e
of many years
protagonismo dessa
that
região
will
tão
bring
importante,
this
mas com tantas
highlight and
necessidades,
this
que é a
agency
Amazônia.
to a
Ao
region that
BID,
has
eu
so
quero
many
dizer e reconhecer
resources and
publicamente
needs.
o apoio
To the
fundamental
IDB, I would like to
inestimável
deeply
que vem dando ao Fórum das
recognize the
Cidades.
invaluable
Espero que esse
support
apoio
you've been
que o
given
Fórum
to
das
the
Cidades tem do
Amazon
BID
City
possa
Forum.
seguir. Aqui foi
And I
falado
hope that
dos
this
projetos que
partnership
tem,
can
projeto
continue
muito
on. One of the
importante que
projects
o
that
BID
was
acaba
mentioned
de
here is a
aprovar,
very important
junto ao
one that was
GCF,
just approved
junto
by
ao Fundo Verde do Clima,
IDB, together
para
with the
trabalhar
ESHRE,
a
with the
resiliência
Green
climática
Fund,
a partir
to
da
work on
segurança
climate
hídrica, a
resilience
partir
from water
desse aspecto. E esse
resilience.
é um projeto que vai se
And
dar
this is a
exatamente
project that will happen exactly in those cities of our countries, and we hope that in the Amazon this project can have significant presence. So congratulations to the IDB team that has been dedicating their time to it and has been working hard for the forum to make these progresses. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, Vanessa. Gracias por el liderazgo frente a la OTCA. Con este apoyo seguimos consolidando la cooperación regional.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Thank you to ACTA. With this support, we keep on putting the focus on the Amazon cities. And with that, we would like to thank, and we would like to declare closed this session on the Amazon City Forum. We would like to thank you and thank all the delegation, all the partners. Let's keep on sharing ideas and initiatives and experiences throughout this forum and throughout the COP30. Thank you very much.